This is our dog Foo Dog. As you can read here, Foo Dog got his name because of the resemblance to the Oriental lion dogs or food dog statues that grace the entrances to houses of royalty in ancient China. So we were able to use find grBase.com to enter this information and put it online for the world to see. We can enter the description that we want to enter, and we can put images of Foo Dog. So I'm going to close this window. So it's not only dogs. If you have cats, if you have dogs, if you have plants, or if you just like quotes and you'd like to enter a quote or two and get it uploaded and where people can see it, grBase is the place for you. So basically what you do with grBase is, we'll go to dogs to illustrate this, is you have a search box on the left and a table on the right. You enter information on the search box. So we can also use this icon right here we don't even have to enter the information. We can just choose that information. So there's one record in here that has Great Pyrenees. So it lets you search for the information out in the database, and then it brings a one-line table line back, and this should give you enough information to know if you want to look at the detailed view. So we see this guy named Augustus. He's a Great Pyrenees, so we're going to view the item. When we view it, then this happens to be one of our other dogs. This is Augustus. He's a Great Pyrenees we got as a puppy, and you can see the description over here. He's 180 pounds, a long hair, and this is what we previously entered. When we have the pictures to show when he was a puppy and as he gets older. So he's a pretty big dog. Anyway, we're going to close this window. Well, we can do several things with this window. We can maximize this window to make it the size of the browser, and we can restore that back to the size it was, or we can minimize this window, and then it goes down to an icon where we can always go back and get it later. Or we're going to look at plants. So we're going to look at plants, and then we're just going to say we love plants. So we're going to select all. And when we select all, then we view items. And then when we view all, we're going to make this window bigger because we want to see a little bit more. When we view all, then we can arrow through all the plants. So the plants that were entered, you can see them changing as we arrow through them. And so these are plants that someone has entered and put a little bit of information about. So we're going to go ahead and make this window, minimize this window. Now if we go to quotes, we can look at subject on quotes, and we're going to get quotes about children. Let's see, there's one from Khalil Gibran. Let's see, we'll clear that. We're going to look at quotes for the author is Charles Evans Hughes. Okay, here's a quote. Let's just look at all the quotes. Let's clear this. We'll reset the search field, which brings everything back. We're going to select all, view items, and now we're just going to scroll through the quotes. So if you like quotes, then here's where you can put one in. There's one from James Madison. Here's one from William Pitt, Khalil Gibran, Janis Joplin. Okay, here's Everyman. Your quotes can have, when you enter a description, you can put HTML in it. So here's a little story about Everyman that everybody's probably familiar with from school. And then again, we'll close this window. Now, a while ago we were looking at our dog, and if we wanted to go look back at Augustus, we don't have to go find him again because we minimized that window. We can just go back over here and click on that, and it brings us back to where we were. So there he is. There's our little puppy again. So the other thing that you can do, we can send this URL to somebody. So if we wanted to show this puppy to myself, then I can put my email in, and the recipient that I want to send it to, and then it just says, the subject says this is a database URL link from a friend, and the email address says, here is a link that I thought you might be interested in. So we're going to say send now. It comes back with a link. This is the link that they'll get in an email so that they can see what you see. So I'm going to click on that link, and when I do, you see it loads another page, and this is where it sends you to. So that's a way to share that what you were looking at with somebody. We're going to close this. Now the other thing that you can do is, if you don't give a hoot about dogs or cats or quotes, you can just you don't have to go to www.grBase.com. You can just go to plants.grBase.com, and now all this does, this brings only plants up, so you don't have to mess with any of the rest. Other than it not having the tabs across the top to let you change, it just shows you plants, and it operates the same way. You select the windows, you double click on them to see them, or you highlight it and say view item, or you just highlight it and hit the return key, and those all do the same thing. So the basic idea, we'll go back to our dogs, and we're gonna, well, let's just go back and look at where we left off. We've already been to several places. We're gonna go back to that item we were looking at on plants. Well, we're still in that set of plants where we're scrolling through them, and it keeps the place where we were at. Now the idea is to build a database. If everybody has a couple of dogs and everybody put the description of their dogs in and a few images, or if everybody that likes plants would put a couple of their favorite plants in and describe them, then we'll build a database. We'll build a database that anybody can go search on, and they'll be able to search on like when plants bloom, on what type of plants. It's just, we can build a database of a whole lot of information that that people will find useful. You can share your own information, and you can look at other people's information. So let me just real quickly show you the edit screen while we're on that, because this is how you would add an item. I'll log in because I have kind of a dummy account just at tom.com, and the password's Tom. Okay, well, now I'm going to go to edit mode, because what this does, and I don't have any plants here, unfortunately. That's on my other screen, so I guess this ain't going to work. So I'll add an item. I'm going to add an item, and you see the screen that comes up to let you enter the description. You can enter the fields, the contact email, etc. You can enter some location information, and you can enter a description. So this is how you, and after you enter it, you preview it, and after you preview it, you have it like you want, you save the item to the database. There's a screencast on how to do all the editing. There's a screencast on, in fact, we'll just look real quick at the screencast. There's a screencast option on this table, and there's a screencast for overview, searching. Let's mute this so that we don't have to listen to it. There's screencasts on searching, table features, adding an item, editing an item, sharing your item, on the HTML editor, image manager, how to get help for the nerds, the technical stuff behind grBase, and if you have screencast trouble, some tips, and navigating grBase, how to get around in it. So basically, we just want to build a database, get everybody together to add a few things, and just build a big old database of what's interesting to you. So thanks for looking at grBase, and I guess happy searching. Thanks for looking, and bye.